watch this movie today?
I'm watching this movie right now.
Oh, you haven't finished it yet.
I mean, do I need to finish it? I feel like I get it.
Yeah, you don't know what happens though at the end.
You
Yeah.
gotta finish it.
Pretty much figured out what's gonna happen.
The dragon comes, dude.
The movie you're making me watch today is Adam McKay's new tragic comedy, Don't Look Up, 2020. Schwartz's pick. We haven't watched an Adam McKay,
2021.
obviously. It's not 2021. Oh, it is. 2021. Forgot what year it was. Schwartz's word for this movie is...
I didn't even think of a word for this movie. I didn't take one note for this movie because this movie's not really like... You kind of just don't go for the ride. It's noteworthy. It's just I didn't have any notes for it. I was just every scene. I just was like, well, what's gonna happen next? You know, didn't really. I think the whole movie's worth talking about as opposed to just parts of it.
That's a good idea, Schwartz. Let's talk about the whole movie.
Literal movie.
Literal.
Literal. Sure.
Literally. Literal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure I like that, but Jake.
I was thinking in the same ballpark though, like the like somewhere near like The Truth or A Possible True Story. Something
Yeah,
like
my dad was like, "Is this in the very beginning?" He's like, "Is this a true story?" I was like, "Yep,
kind of."
When Meryl Streep was president.
This is a true story.
Kind of.
This happened.
Sort of happening.
That's funny. This happened a few years ago.
Yeah, when was there a woman president? I don't recall.
1931.
Oh, there was a woman president in 1931. We were pretty progressive in 31.
1931.
Times have changed.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My word is, I think chaotic is a good word for it.
Yeah, the editing is chaotic. That's what I like about the editing.
Super chaotic. Kind of reminded me of a lot of movies, but the editing kind of reminded me of Uncut Gems.
Sure. The pacing. Yeah. It's the pacing, you mean, right?
The pacing, it's just chaotic the way they do it. It's chaotic. It's not like it's not all over the place. Like everything makes sense, but it is very chaotic.
It has like a frantic nature to it. A very
frantic,
anxiousness to it, which makes sense. Of course, the impending fate of the world. Why not be anxious?
There's only two other movies that I can really like put in the same category as, and it's two movies that are super satires, which are Doctor Strangelove and Wag the Dog. Those two movies are like pretty really well made satires that like hit it on the head, and I think this is definitely in that category. I'd put that up there, both of those.
Doctor Strangelove.
It even reminded me of Network at times. Strangelove 2, yeah. Network even at times.
Adam McKay, I listened to a podcast with him about this, and he said that him and his DP watched Network like 5 times in preparation for this movie.
Yeah, just like mostly like they're the part toward the end where like DiCaprio finally was freaking out on it. It reminded me of that like mad as hell scene, like where the classic freakouts in Network.
Yep, I didn't think about Network once. Doctor Strangelove though, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No point was I like, this is like my favorite movie, Network.
So let's get into what happened, right?
The movie I also thought of was Mars Attacks. I think Mars Attacks is in the same realm.
Yeah, that's very satirical for sure.
Fair, yeah,
I forgot about how good that movie is. That's a great movie.
Also, it's just star-studded ridiculousness.
It was,
which is what this movie was, as well.
Man, this cast is like insane. If you look at like the names and accomplishments of all these people, it's like it's one of the most impressive casts like out there. Like you got like tally up like the Oscars and shit just of that group alone. It's nuts.
Let's take guesses. 29.
No wins. I'd say like 8.
Yeah, I'd go Oscar somewhere wins. Close to that.
Nominations 34.
Nominations probably like 20.
I'd say 40 nominations, but I'd say closer to like 7 wins. Wait, let me think about that.
We can count it. Kate Blanchett is 2, DiCaprio is 1, McKay
Yeah.
is 1, Jennifer Lawrence is 1.
We're talking. I was
Rylance
mostly
has
talking
1.
cast, but you're right. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta count on McKay.
Yeah, sure. But
Mark
Mark
Rylance has
Rylance.
1.
I don't have to do shit, dude.
Streep has what, 3?
Streep is 2.
Oscar
I
nominations,
feel like Streep has
or
3.
Maybe she does have 3.
wins.
I don't know.
I feel like she won. I feel like Streep
She does
won
have 3.
3.
Pretty sure she has 1 win ever.
No, Meryl Streep is 3, I think, because she won for the one where she was the woman who had to choose which child the first was going to die.
Sophie's
That was
Choice.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Sophie's Choice, yeah. It was like during the Holocaust, and she's got to choose. which
Kramer
child
versus
was gonna die. She won for
Kramer
that.
as well.
She won for Kramer
Best
versus
supporting,
Kramer.
Kramer. The Iron Lady. Oh, what a flick!
Yeah, I forgot about that.
What did she
Kidding,
win
never
that as
saw
well?
it.
Yeah,
Look
that
at
was like
those
2010
ones.
or something.
Best actress. Best actor of the female of the females, according to this.
Good cast though. I thought Tyler Perry was great. We'll talk about what I didn't like about this movie later. Let's talk about, I guess, what it's about. So
You do you, boo boo.
I'm gonna do it. You cool? You guys good?
Yeah, dude. Fucking take it.
All right.
Take it away, Schwiz.
Prepare to be interrupted, though.
Okay. Jennifer Lawrence
Like
plays
right now.
this PhD getting girl. She's like Michigan State astronomer wannabe, and she's on the scopes one night scanning the skies, and she finds a comet, and she's like, "Oh my God, look, it's a comet! It's moving!" And then she's
listening to Wu-Tang Clan, by the way.
Oh yeah. She's
important part of the plot. Actually, it's not, but it's hilarious.
She's not only listening to Wu-Tang Clan, but she's talking the lyrics of Wu-Tang
My
Clan.
my mom's like, "What is she doing?" I was like, "Don't worry about it."
You wouldn't read into Wu-Tang.
You wouldn't get it, Mom.
What is she talking about?
Yeah. I think moms like Wu-Tang, actually. They can respect it. That's how good it is. Anyway.
Nah.
So she sees a
comet. She discovers a comet
whilst listening to the Wu-Tang Clan.
While listening to Wu-Tang, scanning the skies, and she calls up her peeps, and her boss is Dr. I forget his fucking name, but
I think Randall something Randall. Randall Mindy.
Dr. Randall Mindy, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who's in a career first. He plays a complete dork weirdo. He's never played that before.
He was so good. Yeah,
he was really good.
That vulnerable dork, but still handsome.
Oh yeah, he was an elf, right? Astronomer I'd like to fuck. They called him an elf.
That his character.
Did they say that in the movie?
At one point in the movie, yeah. At one point, like when they're going through social media shit, that started popping up.
You know what I realized about this movie too is this is a multiple viewing movie to even comprehend things. Because I saw it the second time last night, and I was like, how did I not pick up on this? There's so many little jabs of pop culture making fun of the way that our society is. It's insane. It's absolutely insane how much is in there. It's really crazy.
Hectic.
Yeah, sure. Super hectic, but there's so much information coming too. So anyway, she discovers this comet. He shows up, they throw a little party, and one of the other PhD guys is like, so how are we going to track the course? How are we going to figure out when it's going to come? And there's like, oh, we'll figure it out. And they start doing all science shit. And this is where I was like, yeah, DiCaprio's good because you really believed he was like doing this shit, which, I mean, he's Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I mean? He never thought he'd be an astronomer. That guy was, he was an alpha.
I mean, he's kind of a frumpy looking old kind of mangy scientist looking dude. I think he plays the part well.
Yeah. With his old age.
You think Leonardo
DiCaprio? He's a heartthrob. He was the heartthrob forever.
Yeah, look at him. He's
in
not
movie,
he's not fucking Leo, and he's not Leo of the day. He's today's Leo. He's a fucking 70-year-old man.
He's like 47.
Yeah, old as fuck, dude. Him, Meryl Streep, they're all the same age.
Yeah. So anyway, they track the course of this thing, and they realize that it's gonna hit Earth, and they try to tell people, and they go to tell the president, and she's just this fucking pop culture fucking
she's a female
icon.
Trump.
Well, she is a female Trump, but like I'm trying to give her. I wasn't trying to like even include that. I was trying to think of words before that. She's just like the 2000.
All right, hold on, everybody, stop.
President.
Let's watch Schwartz think of words real quick.
Why are you so mean, dude?
Go on.
Oh, my bad. Did I hurt your feelings? We can quit right now if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna quit, dude.
All right. So she's basically a female Trump, but they don't really say that.
No, but it's there. Jonah Hill's her son, who's like a high-ranking official in the White House, similar to the Trump situation with the daughter. You know, it's all there. Like they're bad choices, making people resign, things like that.
They don't ever say Trump though. They don't ever say Trump. They don't ever say Democrat, the Republican. They don't. I feel like they're making fun of everybody in this movie.
Yeah.
True.
But her character,
they're never too on the nose with that. You're right.
Adam McKay is good that way. Although we obviously know where his allegiance lies based on his other movies.
Mm-hmm.
I read Jonah Hill said that he wanted that to be like the Fry Fest or Fry Fest of people. That's how he was going to put Fire Festival. Yeah, he said Fire Festival is a person. That's who he wanted to be.
Yeah,
continue.
He did that well.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty great. I thought Anthony was talking. Well, keep going, dude. You got it.
Continue, Schwartz. Don't be a little bitch. It's fine.
Yeah, go ahead. You can go.
I don't know what's wrong with you today.
Yeah, so they're in the White House.
This is your movie. Go ahead.
They're in the White House. They're having the meeting. Streep and Jonah Hill don't really, or take basically everything they say and like try to minimize it. When they're saying there's like a 99.9% chance of the comet hitting the Earth, and they're like, okay, let's call it 70. Let's call it 6 to be safe. And they're like, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. So they're kind of like, all right, we'll chill on it till the midterms roll through. Then we'll deal with it then, because they're more concerned about, of course, losing the House. They're concerned about their party over the safety of the world. And they don't believe him, so they kind of like brush him off.
Jonah Hill is straight making fun of him the whole time.
Yeah, Jonah Hill, total douchebag, hilarious douchebag in this movie.
Possibly the worst character in the movie.
Worst in like as a person, you mean?
Yeah. Hilarious, the hilarious character though.
Great character.
Yeah. And then so because of this, they take it to the press, right? Pretty much the next beat of the movie. They say, all right, since they're not going to listen to us, we'll take it to the press. They start talking to a couple newspapers, and then they go on to a TV show that's very similar to like a Today Show, or like a Regis and Kelly or whatever it's called now, Todd and Kelly or whatever it is.
It's
now.
like Rip,
who is it? Who is it? And Kelly.
Yeah. I think
I
forgot the new guy, but it's like
I think it's what's his name from American Idol.
No, now it's Michael Strahan, former New York Giant.
No, it's not. He's been done for a long time.
No, Michael Strahan didn't have a show.
I just know
sure
like
he's been
like
done for a long time for that show.
Yeah, I just
what's his name?
He looks kind of like
Seacrest. I think he does. I think it's Seacrest now.
Tyler Perry. No, it's like it's a dude that looks like Tyler Perry but has like weird teeth.
It's Michael Strahan.
That's Michael Strahan.
Is
but
it Michael?
I don't think it's still him anymore.
Oh, that is Michael Strahan. Yeah, his name is Michael. It was like Michael and Kelly or something. Was that the name of the show?
It's Kelly and Ryan Seacrest now.
Oh, it is.
Strahan's been done for a while.
Well, shit. Well, Tyler Perry and Kate Blanchett
obviously
are
you
essentially
guys aren't
those
awake
people
during daytime TV.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to these things.
Yo, fucking Ryan Seacrest kills the game.
But it's just like, it's just like a poke at the mainstream media of them like promoting entertainment over actual news. Like the main story of that episode was like, it was the Ariana Grande's character who was essentially a parody of herself, and like her story of it was like a breakup with her boyfriend who was played by Kid Cudi. So it's all that. It's like the media focusing on the wrong stories, and it's big poke at that.
Yeah, well, it's taking such a serious subject and just poking fun at the way that the world would react to it. It's like saying that the way the world is just such a backwards place, that this is something that could possibly happen because of how dumb everybody is.
Yeah, well, it's happening.
Yeah, I guess,
Idiocracy was another movie I thought of.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's a fucking global warming metaphor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah.
And there's pokes at the pandemic
COVID
as well, but yeah, mostly it's supposed to, pokes at that, but yeah, mostly the overall it's a climate change thing.
I think he started writing it before pandemic, but I think more than specifically about like one thing. It's like what George was saying. This is how it's about science denial. That's what it is. It's just about denying the facts and not even denying them, but just disregarding them completely, whether you think it's real or not, and going forward with your financial agendas.
So I watched their Entertainment Weekly did like a roundtable with them, and then one of the things was they asked Adam McKay, like, how did you come up with like doing the end of the world thing? He's like, well, I was talking to my co-writer about like climate change and all the ways that no one's fucking taking it seriously. He's like, yeah, it's like a giant meteor's heading for the fucking earth and no one fucking cares. And he's like, oh, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, not necessarily an original.
Yeah, I think I saw that same interview. He was talking about how he's like, he was doing research on it. Yeah, he was doing research on global warming and like, or climate change, and like no scientist was like giving him any positive thing at all. It was all like bad or progressively worse. And it's like we're doomed. Like the planet's fucked. But no one's talking about it. We're talking about celebrity breakups and shit like that. So that was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Even wasn't the scientist dude, wasn't he all about like the celebrities? He's like, you haven't heard of them?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, when she calls Leonardo DiCaprio an old fuck, that made me laugh so hard. He was such a wuss. He was such a wuss. I loved it.
He is an old fuck.
He's such a wuss in this movie. But Kate Blanchett was fucking awesome, man. She was great. She was so bad. Like,
it was her and Tyler Perry. That was those two.
Yeah. She was amazing.
And Ron Perlman.
Second time Leo and Kate Blanchett are
Dude, Ron Perlman's character just talking shit as he's launching in the fucking spaceship.
Oh,
so I'd like to thank all the hardworking white people and the Indians. I'm talking about like both types of Indians. Why did those guys never really team up? They probably would have made a good team.
And then people are just like, oh, he's from a different time. It's okay.
Yeah. Meryl Streep's character too, man. She was great. I'm glad that he made her a woman too. I think the fact that she's a woman makes it even like fresher. You know what I mean? Because like if he would have just cast some old frumpy dude, they'd have been like, "Oh, that's Donald Trump." But because it's like Meryl Streep, like,
and
all right, cool.
That was another thing I was thinking is I think he made it a point not to just blatantly say this is Donald Trump. Out of just, it's unnecessary. It's not a one-sided. This problem is not this is a bipartisan issue, as they say in the.
It really is. They never said echelon. They never said Republican or Democrat anytime. Yeah. They stuck to their just like they're always about their party, which both sides are obviously guilty of.
She's Jack Nicholson in Mars Attacks.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just because he was like a celebrity president too, right?
No, he played a bunch of different characters. He just played like a really goody two shoes president, but he was kind of like a weirdo. Okay. But he played this hotel owner. You guys remember that one, the cowboy hotel owner?
That's who I was thinking.
I'm blending. I
forget together. That he didn't. Yeah, that's right. He played.
Yeah.
I forgot he was multiple. Yeah,
he plays like 3 or 4 characters in that movie. Yeah.
So what else happens?
Well, during that TV appearance was when like Jennifer Lawrence's character essentially became a meme. And she like freaked out on television and started like yelling and like yelling that like everyone's gonna die, which everyone's gonna die. That made her
with the dragon tattoo. That made me laugh.
Right, yeah. Like that just made Jennifer Lawrence look silly. And then she became a joke, which was like another kind of cultural thing, is like everything just becomes like a joke, everything becomes a meme, everything just becomes like another thing that just gets lost in the shuffle, even things that should be taken seriously. And she became that very, very quickly.
I love how at some point they're like, is the comet real? Is it a true thing? And
right.
I was like, oh my God, because that would so happen. People would fucking say that. And I'd just be like,
1,000%.
Well, that's the COVID thing. Yeah, that's the COVID poke. But yeah, and you're right, totally. People think the fucking moon's fake.
That's insane.
When you can look at it, people are like, well,
COVID,
it's
a science denial poke. But I mean, like,
totally
people. I mean, there was flat earthers, but that was well before COVID. I mean, they're saying the Earth's flat.
Yeah.
The moon doesn't exist.
Or like the hollow earth theory too. The hollow earth theory is pretty crazy.
Well, that's true though. That's where the Nazis were.
I mean, that'd be pretty crazy. I want to go to the hollow earth and take them down.
You guys didn't do the hollow earth and
join them? What'd you say?
That
you cut out for a second.
I said I want to go take Hitler down. Find him and take him out.
Would you kill Hitler if he was a baby?
Yeah.
You would kill a baby?
I'd kill a lot of people if they were babies.
You'd kill a lot of babies.
In general, yeah, you'd kill a lot of people when they're babies. That's all.
You should just start killing babies just in case they're the next Hitler. Maybe would you do that?
You never know.
If you bring him to me, I'll do it.
Wow.
If I bring you a baby, you will kill it?
If you think it's gonna be the next Hitler, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I think most babies are Hitler.
What if I think it's the next Joker?
Ooh, Joker's kind of cool. Though,
Mexican Joker. So which one of you is Mexican Joker?
Did you guys see the second South Park special?
Negative.
It wasn't as good as the first one.
The Butters part was pretty great.
The apartment part was too.
I didn't see it.
The finality of it, but
I thought it was great. But
the first one was really good.
We won't say.
Anyway, so yeah, they go to this TV show. She freaks out. No one believes her. She becomes a meme, and it's just poking fun at how people just be so fucking ignorant to like facts and not take anything seriously because it's not cool or whatever. And that was funny too about the two of them, the two anchors. Like they just seemed like they were trying to be as cool as possible at all times, which was hilarious. Just PC and cool.
That's what they do. That's what, like that's the daytime, not even daytime. It's the morning, like the morning talk show hosts, like radio hosts. All right, cool. Well, he says we got a comment, but we'll talk to someone else.
Like just like the exchange in the green room, how he's just like, okay, so you guys are here to talk about your planet. All right, just keep it light and fun, guys. Okay, cool. And they're like, do they know what we're here to talk about? Like, yeah, just keep it light and fun.
Yeah.
The handsome astronomer can come by anytime. The screaming lady, I don't know.
Not so much.
Who was that? Kate Blanchett. What other movie was her in DiCaprio in?
Aviator.
Yeah.
She was like Katharine Hepburn or
she
Audrey
won,
Hepburn. She was a Hepburn.
She won her first Oscar for The Aviator. She was best supporting actress for that movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of stolen Oscars out there.
Yeah, there are.
She was Blue Jazz. Did she win for Blue Jasmine?
Yeah,
that was a good one.
41 combined Oscar nominations in this movie.
41.
Nice.
Oh,
how many wins?
40? Nice.
No, nobody remembers what you said.
I think I said 40.
How many wins?
I think you do a thorough job of studying this movie before, and you guess right because you know the numbers, Jake. That's what I think. You can't just be guessing the numbers right every time. Everybody believes.
Maybe I like see numbers and they weirdly like stick in my head, and I forget that I remember them.
You saw it.
I saw it, but I forgot them. But then I remember them at the same time.
What is it? 3,461 minutes in that film? Yes, that's right. Good guess.
I liked how DiCaprio's character was so easily corrupted too. Someone who's like as smart as he is, but easily corrupted like that. Like that made me laugh a lot because he just wanted to be a different person so bad. I like when they shave his beard. He's just like a new guy.
He became a new person.
He did, dude. He got his beard trimmed.
He definitely. I mean, he wanted that celebrity lifestyle once he got a taste of it. The hot Kate Blanchett, hot for her age, compared to his frumpy wife and dumb fucking kids. Yeah, I'm all about it.
Yo, how funny was the kid who looked like him though?
Okay, yeah, I was thinking the same thing because at first I was like, "Is this it?" When we first seen him, I was like, "Oh, is that? I wonder if those are his kids." So I was like, "Oh, that's definitely his kid." Hey, how are his pills working? He says he's at 40%. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah. No, he goes, yeah. He says, I'm a solid 4. He's like, oh, that's good. It's better than last month.
Yeah, fuck that family,
oh my
dude.
God.
You know what I do? Yeah. Walk out on that family.
Sweet Michigan
kids,
family.
Going to buy cigarettes.
Yo, maybe all right, that's like another thing. You're right. Maybe he just like pushed that. I didn't realize that how kind of sad that was to be in that family. You're 100% right. I just thought he was going for like the fame, but he was going for just the fact of like he was getting away from the sadness. You know what I mean? That's really what it was. It was just sad.
It was sad. I mean, it was sad compared to his new life. Yeah.
Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence's line too was great when they're like, we go. I gotta get. Abrupt fucking just like to the point cuts, which I thought was cool. But he did that in Big Short a lot too, didn't he? When he cut to like stock footage of shit, and then he cut to like Margot Robbie like talking in a bathtub or something.
There was a couple times he like directly broke the fourth wall in the Big Short.
That's
right. I recall. I know Margot Robbie was one of them, like describing something.
Yeah, she was like talking about like stocks and bonds or something.
Yeah, she was like describing something boring. So they're like, I know you don't care. So here's Margot Robbie talking about
in
it.
a bathtub. Yeah. I feel like he writes himself into those corners, and then he's just like, well, what if we just have someone say, okay, here's the deal.
Yeah.
They did that with like the Space Force, protection agency. Yeah. She's like, is this real?
And I thought he was gonna do that more in the movie too, because they started that early and like they just never went back to that.
Well, you know what I noticed, like because I saw like the movie. A lot of the scenes that were in the trailers aren't in this movie, like as they were in the trailer. Like they cut a lot of the things Jonah Hill said in the trailer out and like gave him new shit to say. Like I noticed that pretty quickly. I was like, oh damn, they must.
Well, I'm sure he.
And then I was watching an interview with Jonah Hill. He's like, yeah, there was just like 3. Well, that's the thing. He was like, there were just 3 days where all I did was like just talk shit to them, and like we just used that for like 3 days. And I guess like
emotional shit.
I guess like him and DiCaprio like lived together during the filming, and he said that like Leo would get pissed like at the end of the day, like come home because he was berating him all day. And he's like Leo's not used to playing the dorky guy. He's usually like the man, and now he's just getting berated all day. He didn't like it. It was really fun. It was really funny.
Leo's a little bitch.
I guess so.
What do you think they were doing? What do you think they did on their off time? I think they played like
really high, got really high, and just like talked about shit. Probably.
I also saw that she actually was getting high before those scenes.
Who? Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, Adam McKay said, just go smoke and come back.
That's cool. That's awesome.
I'm waiting for my weed delivery right now. Love being in California.
Another thing that I thought was great about Jennifer Lawrence's character was her look. Like she looked just such a weirdo. Like both of them, they just played such departures from what they usually play. I think that's what the cool thing about this movie is that
you felt Departed.
I mean, this is a sequel to Departed, dude. He's alive. And
this is the sequel to The Matrix that everybody wanted.
Yeah, what was up with that? Yeah, you did.
This is the sequel to that. That's the sequel to The Matrix I wanted. Everybody just fucking dies at the end. Spoiler, yeah. That's what happens at the end.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those characters, they're just normalized. They just try to make them more like relatable, because we are used to seeing them like they're just these gorgeous celebrities, but so let's make, dress them down a bit and make, try what we can do to make them more relatable in those ways.
The character I thought was totally unnecessary that he should have like cut out of the movie was Timothée Chalamet's character. Like that was just like came so late in the movie that I was just like didn't give a fuck about that. Like that was just
I read he just wanted to work with Timothée Chalamet, so they just put him in.
He's just like in everything right now. But I honestly, I don't really like him either. But
lizard like looking
dude, he was really good in Dune though.
I enjoyed this part though. I thought Timothée Chalamet, his parts were very entertaining in this movie. Maybe not necessary, but I found him to be. I don't know, because he ended up in the same way as the other characters. He was like he isn't doing Mr. Space Cool.
I liked Mark Rylance as like the weird Elon Musk guy. I thought he was.
He was another one where there was never like an on the nose with him of who he's supposed to be. He was just like a multiple, like a mishmash of like the billionaires.
Really? I like that guy.
When he started well,
when he fucking told Leonardo DiCaprio like he knew when he was gonna die and that like he was useless and shit, I was like, fuck, that's so sick. Like that sucks. Someone said that to me, like they knew they could track like my life choices as to where I could up into the point of like how I would probably die. That would fucking
go talk to the Facebook dude. He'll tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's probably. I mean, that's crazy though.
You know who I thought could have played that character well, and not that Rylance didn't. Rylance was great in it, but I thought
Sam Rockwell.
That would have been good too. But I thought Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons would have been awesome.
Like he would have been.
Jackson would have been awesome.
He would have been closer to like a Zuckerberg with age, but like I thought, like I don't know why.
Sorry, Zuckerberg with AIDS.
With his age.
Yeah, he's about.
How do you think he got AIDS?
I don't think I said AIDS.
You think he was sharing needles?
Maybe.
You think Mark Zuckerberg shares needles?
Probably got banged in the butt by an AIDS guy.
Oh wow, by an AIDS guy, like a guy just handing out AIDS via butt bang.
This guy's like, hey, who wants AIDS?
That's called bug catching.
Bug catching?
Bug catching. It's a real thing.
Oh.
You go to parties, try to get the bug.
What's his name's character? The general? I have never done that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, the general. Oh, dude. So
yeah, the general was the best. He was
the storyline, like with him, and while they're waiting in the White House, he brought the characters. Are you talking about? No, are you talking about the guy who brought him?
Ron Perlman, or
brought him snacks?
I'm talking about Ron Perlman. No, the snacks thing was fucking hilarious.
Snacks thing,
too.
the reoccurring joke of
that was funny.
He brought them snacks, and he's like, "All right, that'll be like 10 each." And then I noticed a detail the second time DiCaprio's like gave him 40. He's like, "Do you have?" Because he's paying for 3 people, and he's like, "No, I don't." He's like, "Oh well, okay then."
No, the later, other guy, the other scientist,
Jennifer Lawrence found out.
He was like, "Do you have any change?" And he was like, "No, I could go ask like one of the guards on duty," or he's like, "Forget about it."
Oh, okay. Yeah, the guy was like head of NASA, right?
One of the Marines guarding him.
Yeah, that guy was one of the. Yeah, he was like some sort of high. Forgot what his actual role was.
He's a 3-star general. He works at the Pentagon, and he's charging me for snacks.
Doesn't make sense. So they're free snacks. She just kept talking about it throughout. It was the thing that was bothering her almost more than a comment hitting. She just kept bringing it back up. And I thought like it was funny how she would go into it, because at first you didn't realize she's talking about it. She'd just be like, "I just can't wrap my head around it. I just can't believe this is happening. He charges for snacks," and it's like she just hit it with the snacks again. That was a good joke written in there throughout.
Yeah, $10 for a fucking.
It was like Cheez-Its and a water.
Yeah, and that'll be like 10 each.
What I loved is looks like Crafty on a set. That would make me laugh so hard. It was literally just like a bag of Cheez-Its and a water. Yeah. And he's like $10.
Just laid out in the break room of the White House.
My first thing would have been like, these aren't free. This is the fucking White House. Like that's my first thing I said to him.
They got bigger things on the mind.
A weird power thing.
That's so funny.
That was never explained.
No, it wasn't. They just left that looming, which is great because that was the whole joke of it. Like, why would he do that? But yeah. So where were we? The talk show, and then eventually. They got like arrested and shit, and then
they got arrested for her screaming about that everybody was going to die. So it was like a breach of national security. They said,
right?
And then
they said,
and it didn't make any attention. Kind of no one really cared.
Yeah,
like no one like took note of it. It was just kind of like, oh, a comet's coming, big deal. And they went kept going, and then the president finally acknowledged it.
Because she was doing bad in the primaries because she got in a sex scandal.
She was looking bad.
She was sending her fucking coochie pics to some like renegade sheriff who was a male porn star.
Yeah. Well, who was about to be like the Supreme Court.
Yeah, he was like a Texas sheriff who was like a male porn star or something.
Yeah, like it just kept getting like more ridiculous the more you learned about him, and that was the more distracting issue at the time for the president.
Yeah.
Other than the comet coming towards the Earth.
So they decide to get on the comet bandwagon and tell people that the comet's coming and so they get their poll numbers up. And then see, that was the most Trump-like thing that happened because like they start having those rallies and they start having like the red and blue hats they were wearing. And
the rallies
like, talking at the podium at Jonah Hill. She's like, "Are you gonna say anything, Justin?" And that's whatever Jonah Hill's name was. He's like, "Yeah, I just want to say like." With this comet, like I don't want to forget about things like really nice shoes and like cool cars and like expensive restaurants. He's like let's keep those going. And he's like, that's it.
Pray for stuff. I want to pray for stuff.
Yeah, he's like stuff. I just want to pray for cool stuff. And it was just like this fucking guy, so good. I love him.
Jonah Hill nailed it.
He was so good, dude. So good.
He was walking around with a $20,000 purse.
Yeah, and his watch. You see his fucking watch he had on? I think it was like a $20,000 watch too. He has like a big giant skull in the middle of it too. It was pretty interesting.
Oh, you mean this one? What would you do if I had it?
That'd be sick.
Yeah. So there now there's a plan, which pisses them off, but also makes them all happy that the government is acknowledging and going to destroy or deflect the comet enough. So
Armageddon style.
And that's why they're bringing in our Peasy.
Yeah. Who's just this fucking 75-year-old general who's probably killed thousands of people because he thinks it's awesome.
He's like an old war. They brought in an old war hero to make everybody comfortable.
Yeah, but I love that he was going to kill himself, wasn't he? Was he going to like bomb himself into the comet?
Some say suicide mission. What did he say? Because it was a direct quote from a movie. He was like, "Isn't that from?"
It was like an Independence Day reference or something.
I don't. It was. I can't remember what it was, but he's like, don't think of it as a suicide mission. Just think about what you could do with the rest of your lives for my sacrifice, or something like that. He was like, Jonah Hill's like, I wrote that. The guy's like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's from Independence Day.
No, she goes, isn't that some Saving Private Ryan? And he goes,
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
He's like, I wrote that. He's like, I like that. I wrote that. He's like, isn't that from Saving Private Ryan? Yeah.
And then when Jonah Hill took the ecstasy, he's like, oh, the ecstasy's kicking in. I timed it perfectly. That shit made me laugh so hard.
Oh, I missed that part.
I
liked how she kept trying to take his Xanax. That shit was pretty funny.
Yeah. He's like, not this time, Kate. And then when she screamed, he's like, maybe I should let her take that after the Xanax. There's so many little jabs in this movie that are amazing. And so the point is they finally acknowledge it. And that's what the whole thing is. Like, they're just trying to get people to acknowledge that this is a real thing. No one else seems to give a fuck. Yeah. And that's what I think so frustrating about this movie too, is because you're like, why don't people fucking care? Like, you're on their side the whole time. You're like, why don't people just care about this? Like, it's so frustrating. Like,
well, then what are you gonna do?
Well, then also enter the Mark Rylance character who essentially stops that launch.
Yeah.
And
to mine it,
and to mine the comet and like make money and supposedly create jobs, which doesn't make sense because it's gonna fucking hit the Earth possibly. So
the whole idea was to let it hit and then mine it once it did, right? Like blow it up
or
into
break it
apart,
pieces. Blow it apart into a bunch of little pieces. Which that mission, well, that's later, but that's the idea. So they essentially stop.
New plan.
Yeah, they stop the launch to stop this comet, and they eventually find out that it's because he wants to mine it for minerals, this and that, and then he says it could create a bunch of jobs and this and that.
Well, and that kind of cool because that's like a real thing.
And like trillions of dollars, they were got like debt. The country got debt or whatever.
I believe it was $140 trillion, if Jonah, to quote Jonah.
That was one of the cool things about like these past couple decades is the idea of possible asteroid mining. That's super science shit. Super science fiction shit. And that was happening in real life. There was like whole plans of how to encapsulate near Earth objects with trillions of dollars of material on it for mining purposes.
What was the plan?
That was it. They like sent something up. It like encapsulated the whole thing somehow,
like just like a giant bag, like catching something almost?
I don't know. And then they dropped miners on it. I think the idea was to bring it into like an orbit of the Earth so that they can then just go to it whenever they want. But it was all like super science. I mean, it was like real ideas.
Super science? Also, sounds pretty basic.
Also like they were real ideas, but also not attainable in the near future.
Actual miners, though, kind of like
mining,
like they would do in Armageddon. Like they would just send guys that know the basic skills, to do crazy scientific jobs.
Teach miners how to be astronauts.
Yeah, makes more sense.
Way smart.
Yeah.
Are they? I mean, it's not like they're from Michigan State.
Yeah.
I loved how they made fun of that too. She's like, "You want me to show my fucking SAT scores?"
Yeah, I don't know. Like, oh, Michigan State, really? Come on. They're actually a very
let's get some of our people on it,
school.
Yale, Princeton.
I like how they made that one lady resign because she was like one of the high-ranking NASA officials, even though she was like such a completely different type of scientist.
She was an anesthesiologist.
I forgot what it was.
When she gets fired, she's an
anesthesiologist.
He's like, oh man, that's not good. And he's like, she's an anesthesiologist.
Yeah, which like kind of reminds me of the Trump administration, of him often putting in people that are wildly unqualified for like crazy high-ranking positions. So that was a pretty funny part.
Boy, you guys hate Trump.
Not a fan.
Are you muted, Schwartz?
Oh, sweet. This is perfect.
He was like, I really love Trump. That's what it looked like your mouth said.
Yeah, it looked like it. Uh-oh. Schwartz is muted.
You're clearly muted because we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear anything. This is fun.
I know you think you're not, but you is.
Yeah.
Is you is or is you ain't, be muted.
Do we
stand by?
Should we pause for this?
Why?
I don't know.
I'm back.
He's back.
All right.
Anyways, you were saying you love Trump. Go ahead.
No, I was saying how Adam McKay doesn't like Trump, and he
clearly
used a lot against him. You know what I mean? But he did it smart. Adam McKay's a smart fucking guy. He does things like he puts points to finger exactly at what it is.
He made a point to do that, which I think was smart. Non-alienating.
Close, but never directly on the nose, but
unless he makes a movie called Vice about a very specific person.
Yes, that was a true story.
Great movie. I mean, watch that movie too.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think that's his best movie, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's better than this movie.
It's different. I think as a director, that movie is a better accomplishment for sure.
Yeah, this one was definitely more entertaining, but I think the craft of Vice was pretty fucking solid.
And also Christian Bale just transformed into that fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like that was insane.
Oh, Christian Bale. Fuck
and
off.
Jesse Plemons was in that one and not this one. So
all right, how about this? Christian Bale's performance in Vice, was that better than DiCaprio's performance in this?
No.
Probably.
No, only because I knew you wanted me to say yes.
I'm asking. I don't care what you say. I'm asking. Well, in your opinion, I don't care what it is.
That's hard to say.
I mean, I would say yes, only because
I'm a bigger Christian Bale fan than I am DiCaprio fan. So, like, I would want to say yes, but I enjoyed DiCaprio in this a lot.
Yeah.
It was really hilarious.
I'm like the other way around. I'm more of a DiCaprio fan than a Bale guy, and I think Bale just because of his transformation into Cheney. But both of them, both of them, you forget who it is. Like even in Don't Look Up, I forget I'm watching DiCaprio.
I was gonna say that he's a person he never plays. You know what I mean? He's never played a character like this. So yeah, I agree.
I never forgot I was watching DiCaprio that's one of my main complaints about DiCaprio's. Anytime I watch him, I'm like, it's great, but it's DiCaprio. Great.
That's what I was talking to someone about yesterday, like how the difference between like DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, or even Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt transforms into people too a lot. Like you're not always thinking that's Brad Pitt. Where DiCaprio's got like the Jack Nicholson thing, where like as great of an actor Jack Nicholson is, he's probably my favorite. He's still Jack Nicholson, and I feel that way about DiCaprio too. I think Django is the only movie. Django and Gilbert Grape are the only two movies where
DiCaprio's
all right,
De Niro to me in the sense like they can do pretty much anything, and I can just be entertained.
See, I think DiCaprio is more like a Nicholson than De Niro, in my opinion.
I think I would put them in what we're talking about. I can't really pull myself out of who it is. I think they're all the same. I think all three of those are the same. Like I'm watching a De Niro movie. There's no way I'm getting lost in him. You know, maybe back in the day, maybe like Raging Bull days, but not really. Like he is who he is.
He was really good in Silver Linings Playbook. That's the one movie of the last couple
where he just plays like a dad.
Years. He's like the dad, but he's really good. He's like really, really good.
He's very compulsive and very there's like some mental health stuff with that movie.
I mean, let's be honest. De Niro, Nicholson, DiCaprio, 3 of the top 10 actors of all time.
Some
3 of the top 10 actors of all time.
Yeah. De Niro, Nicholson, Steve O'Rourke.
Christian Bale is also probably a top 10 actor of all time.
I think I easily compared De Niro and DiCaprio too, because like one of my favorite directors is Scorsese. So
yeah,
they're the two of my favorite actors. So obviously that little trio. And then Jesse Plemons stoked to see the Moon movie.
You're about to get all 3 of them.
Can you guys shut the fuck up about Jesse Plemons? Jesus, he kills one kid on a dirt bike. You love him for life.
Well, he like the Todd character reminded me of Mark Rylance's character in this movie, and the fact like he just didn't really have a conscience. He just seemed like he was just always like very, very driven, but not like, and like something was wrong with him socially. But he was like almost charming, but like the absence of.
I think he was. I think they made him Zuckerbergy.
Jesse Plemons in Date Night is pretty amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie, but
he was good in that. Yeah. Well, that's why. Rylance almost seemed like Zuckerberg, but he was like an older.
No, it was with Jason Bateman and who else was in that movie? Jason Bateman and
Rose Byrne, was she in that?
No, it was the chick from Wedding Crashers.
Oh, Emily Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams, yeah.
Yes.
Rachel McAdams, not Jason Statham, Jason Bateman. Anyway, it's pretty funny. It's
sure you're thinking about the right movie?
Yeah, it's called like Date Night, right? Or Game Night. I'm sorry, it's called Game Night. Game Night.
Date Night's a Carell.
Date Night's Tina Fey and Steve Carell. Yeah.
Which is also a funny movie, but I didn't.
Yeah, that was a funny movie too. Yeah,
Mr. Cool. Clemens. I don't remember Todd being in it. Oh God, I'm frozen.
Is Anthony frozen?
I think he is. Anyway, what else do we have to say about this movie? We're pretty much close to the end, right?
Oh, Anthony's doing weird frozen stuff.
No, I saw his eyes.
Back. Move. He's back. He's back in. I see him. We're close to the end, but we're not exactly to the end because we're like halfway maybe because we got the turnaround of the rocket mission because of the rich guy. Shut up. And eventually, so yeah, we get that. We get the explanation of like why, because he wants to make the money. Who doesn't? And eventually that plan fails. So yeah, I guess we are getting toward the end.
Well, yeah, I guess it was like a joint plan between like all the major powers of the world, like China, Russia, America, and then Jonah Hill's character decides to cut all them out of it, and like they blow up like Russia's fucking rocket launching place, and then it's only America that could do it. Like they just fuck that up too. They did purposely fuck that up so that they can make all the money. And then
I don't remember that either. What
and then the actual
happened?
plan.
What happened with the Russian thing?
So when they decide to blow up the comet, I guess it was like a joint thing between like Russia was going to send shit up, China was going to send shit up, America was going to send shit up, so that there's more of a chance of it working. And then I guess like Jonah Hill and his mom are like, nah, fuck them, we're going to get all the money. So they like sabotage the extra shit from Russia and like blow it up so that like they can't be part of it, and it takes away not only that but more of the chance of the rocket blowing up. So that happens. Okay. And so Mark Rylance's character is like, well, we could do it this way, blah, blah, blah. And that fails. And then they realize that the comet is going to hit Earth. And all the people that said that, because their new slogan was, don't look up. Like, there's no comet coming. You guys are dumb. Like, why would there be a comet coming? We would tell you if there was a comet coming. Don't look up. And then they realize that the comet's coming, and they turn on them, and the world goes into chaos, and people know they're gonna die, and then everybody dies.
Enter Timothy Chalamet.
Oh yeah, what was which was the worst? I hated that character. They should have cut that out. That was so. He was on the movie for 10 minutes, and he walked around a grocery store.
He was entertaining. It was just the part of like establishing that like Jennifer Lawrence doesn't give a fuck, so she's sort of just given up on everything. So she's just kind of starting dating this like weird grungy like.
Yeah, which she's
like a teenage kid.
And yeah, he's like 17 looking, and she's like 32. So
right.
Yeah, but fuck it, they're all gonna die.
Yeah, they're in their like probably 20s, whatever. There might be an age, but yeah, exactly. That's what she says.
Nobody got statutory in this movie. Schwartz.
We don't know.
And so he just becomes like
true. I don't know.
Like a
tag along
Hollywood
movie. For sure,
someone
got statutory. Statutory. Am I saying that right? I don't know.
Like maybe he was there for comic relief when the movie kind of started getting heavier because we're starting to get closer and closer to everyone dying.
I think we've said a lot of good things about this movie, so I think I'm going to start saying the bad things about this movie. It's definitely about 15-20 minutes too long. Like they could have cut like 15-20 minutes out of this movie, don't you think? Like if they cut that whole Timothy Chalamet thing out and it just happened to where like the end of the world happened, that would have been just as good of an ending, if not better.
Well, then what would Jennifer Lawrence be doing for that like whatever parts?
I don't know. Write something better.
I think Jennifer Lawrence could have just been like with DiCaprio there could have been more of them trying to tell people that like it's coming. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just seems like I just didn't like that part. I think you're right. I think Madam McKay was probably like, oh, well, we got to get this guy in this movie, so let's give him this part.
At that part in the movie, she was like legally obligated to not talk about it.
But they still do. Remember, they go online in the end and they're fucking like, look up, it's in the sky, it's in the sky.
Yeah.
And they hold the concert
right before they're about to die.
No, this happens before, a couple of days before. And then the Kid Cudi concert with Ariana Grande, which they do that. Remember, they go on TV and do that. By that time, it's like, what's going to happen? Everyone's going to die anyway. I guess it was funny that there was an escape pod and that she dies when they get to the new planet. That was pretty great.
Yep. Brontocore.
That was
Brontocore. Yeah, I guess that's a.
Bronterock. That's what it was called. It was Bronterock.
So yeah, so yeah, everything fails. DiCaprio goes back to his family. Kind of happy ending for them.
We never talked about that. So DiCaprio has an affair with the Kate Blanchett character.
Yeah, we kind of glossed over it. Yeah,
we glossed over that.
That's kind of one of the side things going.
Yeah, who's just like total bitch of a woman, but she's super hot and super popular, and he wants the.
She wasn't a.
He wants
bitch.
The notoriety.
She was just kind of a bitch. She was kind of a narcissist.
Listen, I guess she wasn't. She was a bitch in the fact really that like she didn't care. She didn't give a fuck. Like who cared? Like she was a bitch to people. She was bitchy. She wasn't. I guess she wasn't a bitch. She knew what she wanted. She knew what she wanted. She went after it. So that's fine. But she was a bitch about it, especially to DiCaprio's fucking wife. Like,
like,
let's skip the part
when she was talking to her. She was like, that was rude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the part I'm basing it on. And she was like, even the beginning when she was just a bitch. She's just a bitch. You know, she was like, you call a dude a dick. She's a bitch. But she was funny. She's a good character. Her teeth were great. I laughed at her teeth a lot.
What was wrong with her teeth?
They were just so obviously like fake. And she would smile like they were the whole time too. Like when she was smiling, it was pretty funny.
I didn't notice her teeth.
She played that character well, though.
Yeah.
The news person, the morning.
Oh yeah, those two. They were perfect. They were exactly great. What I hate about any of those types of shows.
Just so like fake. Yeah, she was great.
So yeah, it fails. Everything fails. They go up to blow up so DiCaprio has the affair, realizes the folly of his ways. At some point, what makes him go back?
But he also gets like super famous too. He's on like covers of magazines. He's like the representative to the of science to the White House, like chief science officer, which means nothing at this point because they're just spewing lies. But he becomes part of that too. He becomes part of the lies, and he goes on there and lies on TV and shit like that. Like that to me could have been something they expanded on instead and get the Timothée Chalamet thing out of that. Like if it was more about that, because that's kind of interesting how like this dude who's super fucking science, super into fucking letting the world know is just like, you know what, fuck it, let me just enjoy the fucking decadence of the dumb people and be dumb with them. You know what I mean? That's interesting. I think that's a cool plot line.
Because I think he bought into the whole big plan and bought into like what that character was saying, but then he like was still not convinced. But then as it got closer and closer to the date, you just realized like, no, we're fucked because this business guy was like didn't have any peer reviews going on, didn't have much science behind it other than like the people he hired, but there wasn't really any scientific community wasn't involved.
And they kept saying all the scientists they hired kept getting fired because they were asking too many questions. So obviously they were doing
something was going on. Yeah,
that's right. Well, that was late. That was early on. That was early on before they even started banging, wasn't it?
No,
that was when they built the big machine to go up.
Yeah. The second plan,
weird little.
The first plan failed. Yeah.
Coal miners, little minor things.
Yep.
My big question is like, what if this did happen or this was going to happen? What do you think the plan would be? Like, how do you think they would try to stop this thing? What's your guys like? What do you think they would have?
I don't know. It almost seems like this movie would play out exactly, or things would play out exactly how this movie happened.
I would hope that they would try to stop this fucking comet.
You would hope, but
I really would hope.
There'd be a bunch of people saying, no, it's not real. It's scare tactics. People would be fucking yelling that for sure.
It makes a lot more sense for the 2,000 or 3,000 people who can afford a ticket on that chip to actually get out of here and everyone else just be left behind. I mean,
and go where?
That does make sense. Well, that's the thing. They were looking for the nearest and
that doesn't make sense at all.
22,000 years later.
It said 22,000 years
later. Like, I was like, what kind of life is that?
No,
who immediately just die.
Yeah, and they all die anyway. The plan, I think, from just I don't know even why I would know similar situations are though to either A, blast it with like things with nukes just to nudge it, because that's the cool thing about our civilization is we have the technology to save our lives. Yes, this Earth has been wiped out by comets before, but it's never had Earth people on it. You know that we know.
Dinosaurs didn't have nukes.
Dinosaurs didn't have nukes. There's also, I've heard, ways to put like a solar sail on it so that it will just be blown out of the way, or even paint one side a lighter color or darker color so that the sun itself, just based on the reflectivity of the sun on the comet, would change its trajectory. And just all you got to do is nudge it out of the way. It's just got to miss us by about, a moon's length. We're good to go.
Yeah. I never thought about like the whole like sun affecting it that much. Like that's smart. I guess that's the smartest way to think about it.
That's a whole lot of paint.
That's a whole lot of paint. Yeah.
Yeah. How long do you think they need to do things like that? I guess the nuke thing would be the quickest way, right?
I'd say maybe 6 months.
But I think from what I've heard, I mean, you can see Earth killing objects out along far away, but there's like a size of which it's like that's going to kill the Earth and this is just going to kill, North America. And I feel like they're right below the Earth killing size are like undetectable until they're way too close. I don't know where I heard that or why I'm thinking about that, but yeah, it's possible that we could die from it.
And I honestly think that if it was something where there was nothing the government could do about it, they definitely would not tell us because they would not want us share the panic of it all. You know what I mean? I think it'd just be like, oh, that happened. This part of the planet's died, but everyone else is going to be okay. You know what I mean?
So I think that's even if they tried, they wouldn't tell us what's going on.
I think if they could try to stop it, if there was enough time, sure. But you were saying like ones that wouldn't destroy the planet, that would destroy only South America or North America, might not be detectable until it's too late. I think at that point they wouldn't say anything because like if it's not
detectable, they're not going to say anything.
But I mean, it's going to be detectable at a certain point. Maybe when it's too late of a point, like it's like six hours away. You know what I mean? Exactly. Boy. At that point, it's like they probably wouldn't say anything. Because what's the point? It's going to happen anyway. Why cause mass hysteria?
Well, again, like this is happening at a slower rate. Well, like we already know this is a climate change thing. Climate change is killing.
We're talking about comets and asteroids, Jake.
But it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for that.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, hey, guys, it's a metaphor.
Well, why are you
I was just telling everybody.
Why are you talking like we shouldn't talk about it? That's what this movie is.
I'm just saying what we're specifically talking about is comets and asteroids.
Yeah.
But
I'm making a point like that. That is what, like, we know that the planet is being destroyed. The people know that. The governments know that. But people continue making profits and all this other shit off of destroying it.
Yeah.
But there's no rules and regulations set up to stop it. There's nothing really going on. I mean, in times there are, but like majority of it's not.
And so what? We all got to be vegans?
It would help. It would certainly help.
It's like gas and carbon emission. What does it like? Is that vegan shit?
Yeah. You know who produces the most gas? Those farting ass cows, dude.
It's the livestock industry. They take up more area than any
watch
industry.
Cowspiracy.
Yeah, they take more water than anything. It's all this shit.
All right, well then, if someone said to me we could stop eating cows and it would help, I would do it then.
Hey, Schwartz, if you stop eating cows, it would help.
Am I pointing to Jake or am I pointing to you, Schwartz?
You're pointing to me.
Oh, you're pointing to me in this. Either way, like but no, yeah.
Like this, sorry.
Yeah. If you fucking stop eating cows, you would help slow down the planet being destroyed.
All right. As if everybody stops, I'm in.
That's the thing. You need to do your part and start now. And maybe you'll have eventually an influence on someone else doing it. And then someone else will have an influence because you won't do it.
If they made it like, if they're like, listen,
said you would.
If they're like, everybody listen, if everybody stops eating cows, we won't have all this shit. It'll be a help.
They say that in several documentaries.
Okay, and listen to what I'm saying. If they say we're not going to serve it at restaurants, we're not going to do it, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm in.
But because it's available to you, you're going to be like, okay, fine, I'll do it anyway.
Because me personally, as one person, isn't going to make the difference it needs.
Sure, it would help.
Not a lick of difference.
It would help.
I don't have any influence on making people vegan, Jake. I'm sorry.
You don't have. You can.
Like you don't have any influence on making people vegan.
I feel like I've influenced people.
Have you changed people to be vegan?
I think I've been there.
Have you taken away the meat sweats from people?
Potentially.
So no.
I don't know.
You don't know that you're 100% have converted someone?
I don't think I've 100% done anything, but I think I've certainly been an influence on people's decision to go that way. I think me talking about it, just having conversations, plants seeds in people's heads, and whether or not it clicks right away or it doesn't.
And not meat seeds, obviously.
Definitely not meat seeds.
Plant seeds or plant seeds?
Jake, I don't mean to like, but even if you did influence 5 people to do it, they still ain't gonna do anything to the what needs to be done.
But what if
that's like saying like if I just throw trash on the ground, I'm not gonna create a dumpster. I'm not gonna create like just the world being trash.
Like I get what you're trying to say, but I think I would say that on
the ground. What?
It's like you're saying like you can't create like you can't turn the world into a landfill. You personally, but every piece. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking in a. I get. For example,
I get. But
yeah, it was little effects, man. It's little things. You completely not caring.
If Jake converted 5 people, and each of them converted 5 people, do you know what exponential growth is?
Yeah, sure. But until livestock and farming of that type is not a big business like it is, nothing's going to change.
Why does that change? It's other options are actually growing.
I think what Schwartz is saying is,
I hope it happens, Jake. I
don't think Schwartz is not against it. Schwartz is not.
I'm not against it.
Schwartz is just saying it's out of our control.
Exactly.
And we know it's out of our control. So
you just don't care.
Well, like I said,
you don't want to have anything. You don't want to have any sort of. You're just like whatever. Brush it off. Doesn't matter.
Morals ain't gonna clean the earth.
I like the taste of meat, so I guess that is how I feel. I guess I don't know. Do I like? Would I want to slaughter my own meat? If I had to slaughter my own meat to eat meat, then yeah, I probably wouldn't eat meat. Like if I absolutely had to, if the only way I could eat meat is if I had to do it myself, I don't think I would eat meat. No, because like why would I want to do that? I wouldn't want to do that. But like when I can order a burger, like yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
That's like the most disgusting. You don't care where it comes from.
Ever. You don't care the effects of that burger.
I mean, I do care, but like,
wouldn't you rather know where your meat came from? You know how many cows are in a burger you get, let's say McDonald's, probably about 70, 80 different types of cows in there from all over the world. That's gross. I'd rather kill a cow myself, grind its meat up, and make it into a burger. Sorry, Jake.
I mean, sure. Yeah. That is the healthier, safer way. I'm not saying it's not. I just wouldn't want to do that.
But if you had to do it the healthy, safe way, you would rather not.
I don't want to be the person to killing and slaughtering and doing all that shit. I don't want to do that.
I think you should become a vegan then, right? Wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to go through the process, why are you supporting the process? You're just eating something blindly.
No, because I like the taste of meat, so I'm going to eat it if I can just buy it.
But you don't care the process. You don't care what those animals go through. You don't care what it does.
I do care, but me.
So why do you keep supporting it?
Change that because not me myself.
Why do you keep supporting it?
Not going to change it.
It could.
Because I'm not going to change. No. If you can prove
unhealthy,
to me, Jake, if you prove it to me, give me like proof that it'll change it, then I'll do it.
I think it has
watch
small
Cowspiracy.
Effect.
Watch Cowspiracy. That
you supporting other industries and other options helps those things, and it doesn't help the bad thing or whatever.
Okay, are you gonna solve the world's problems by switching to veganism? No. Can you make it a little better? Yeah, probably, maybe, if you believe in that kind of thing.
I guess I can make it better for my own mind and other people's opinions of like why I shouldn't be doing it. But if it's available to me,
the
Jake,
people around you, you'll
vegan food's available to you. Why don't you eat that?
Because it doesn't taste as good, even close to as good.
Maybe you need to change your palate. It takes time to adjust your palate.
Have you ever really stopped eating sugar for months and stopped craving it?
Exactly, it's the same idea. If you only eat vegan for a month, you won't miss meat. And if you eat what, like literally, man, anything you have that you like on a daily basis, there's a vegan version of it, especially here in Los Angeles.
I've had a lot of vegan version things. They're not as good.
But you like them. And you've said many times you like to go to the vegan food carts with me and shit like that.
I like them because I can have them occasionally, yes.
Then only eat that shit for a month. And I promise you, you won't miss meat.
I don't think so.
And you will, because you won't try.
No, because I'm not
it's
trying
just
to
your refusal to
I'm
try.
not always trying to only eat fried foods, and all vegan foods usually like fried shit.
You don't care and you don't want to try.
That's not true
at
all.
all.
Not true.
It might be on those vegan food carts because
that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of
vegan,
food that I've
the grilled chicken. Yeah, but there's other things.
You ain't gonna get your healthiest options at a food truck. Tell you that much right now.
Bro, go to Hugo's down the street from you. Like there's a bunch of options just at the diner style, and then Hugo's Tacos across the street from that.
I like what this has turned into.
Several different vegan tacos at Hugo's Tacos.
Jake, listen,
if you want to chew on
plentiful options for you. You saying that it's not it's because meat's an option is a shitty excuse because vegan food's an option.
It's not
you're
shitty
choosing
though.
What you're doing is choosing the meat over the vegan food. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, because it tastes better. I'm saying that, and if me
and
not
I'm telling you, you're because you're
it would make the
to
world
it, and your
difference.
Is used
because
to
you're a
one
dick.
thing
Let's
over
not call
another.
names.
No, you're a dick, and you're addicted to this certain type of food.
I like the taste of the food. Yes.
Well, you also like the taste of the other food, and what
I
I'm telling you,
like the taste of the food, but it's not as good.
Trying the other way is true, but you refuse to try because you don't actually care and you want to continue eating meat.
I like rice.
I like
Schwartz.
Yes.
You like rice?
I love rice.
That's vegan.
What is this? What are we talking here? I'm
just saying, like, I feel like you're just
but I'm not gonna go
There's
vegan.
a lot of other foods that have nothing to do with meat that are vegan that you can eat and that are delicious.
I agree with you, but I still want to eat meat because it tastes good.
All you got to do is cut one thing out of your diet. You don't have to do anything.
I don't want to.
Your desire for taste you put over something's life.
Because me eating it doesn't make the difference of saving its life. Yes. If I knew me as one person could make the difference, then I would do it. But that's not how it works.
It's you supporting the death of an animal. You buying that burger is saying that it's okay that this animal was murdered.
Many animals.
Because me as a person not eating it can't change that. Yes, I support that, I guess. Sure.
Hundreds of cows.
Yeah, if everyone had that attitude, I mean, nothing would change ever.
Nothing is changing.
Things are changing.
All right. Well, when it changes, when it tips, and meat's not a thing, I'm for it. No more.
If you're for it, then help the beginning. Help the numbers.
Me doing it's not going to help, man.
It'll help.
It won't.
Every little thing helps. It always helps.
I mean,
this is fun. Just refusing
for sure.
To help
we know Schwartz is selfish.
Acting
would
like
never do anything for anybody
care
else. So why are this conversation silly?
Yeah.
Listen, Jake, I care. I do. I don't want it to happen.
Then do something.
But hey man, if you show me a plan like where we could stop all the money that the farmers make and the people make from it, and it's not a thing.
Bro, it's individual choices. Everything comes down to individual.
So what is your
choices.
goal? Is your goal to like lower your carbon footprint or to hurt farmers?
You talking about me?
Yeah, you're like as soon as we can stop the farmer, the farmers got a farm, like they can farm other stuff and
sure, but the people who are livestock, what are you talking about? People who are doing livestock that are making this big carbon footprint you guys are talking about and making billions and maybe whatever amount of dollars. As soon as me as a person by stopping eating meat could stop that, I'm in. But that's not how it works.
Okay, watch Cowspiracy.
How could you ever? Why would you ever think? It has to be a group effort, right? Why would you?
That's what I mean.
It would be you.
Because he's saying if I'm a vegan, that's going to change
you
the
and
world.
10 friends and be vegans.
Dude,
I don't have 10 friends I'm going to convince to be vegan.
Everyone has to do it.
Sure, and if everyone does it, I'm in. But I'm not going to.
You're saying you're not doing it.
You're
saying you're not doing it, but you also agree that everyone has to do it. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Listen, if everyone was going to do it, if it was like a thing where I knew everyone was going to do it, I'd agree to do it.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why? What do you mean?
That just doesn't make any fucking sense.
It does. I like eating meat.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, but
because no one's gonna do it.
What did you think Schwartz was gonna say, Jake?
Because you can't.
What do you want me to say?
Doing it.
Tell me what you want me to say.
Everyone's not doing it,
so we can end this. I just want this to end.
That you're gonna be vegan for a month.
All right, I'm gonna be. I might be vegan for a month, Jake. Maybe it'll happen.
You've told me multiple times in life. Okay, I'm gonna stop eating meat, and then you just don't.
Again, this is Schwartz.
Okay.
He doesn't pay his debts, and he only cares about himself.
Yeah.
He hasn't bought me shoes. He hasn't paid you your $100 or your $300 that he owes you.
Bought you shoes? What did I buy you shoes for?
When we were doing drugs once, you were like, "I'm gonna buy you shoes," And then the next day you were like, oh, I got him already. And then like a week later, you're like, I got him. I just got to hit buy. And then you just forgot about it.
Oh, I do remember I had them on GOAT, the fucking Air Max 1s. You're right. The black ones, all blacks.
Those ones are sick. Last year, McDonald's confirmed that its beef patties can contain a meat of more than 100 cows. Wow.
That's 100 deaths. You're just okay with
it. 100 deaths. But it's like eating chicken wings. You ever go and eat chicken wings? There's 50, 60 chickens on your plate right there.
Yeah, it's disgusting too.
Jake, when everyone stops, I'll stop, man.
See, everyone can't stop when you're still doing it.
Why'd you say that? We moved on to chickens.
Yeah.
Because he kept saying
you're resisting. You're only resisting.
Yeah, but chickens don't fart like cows do.
Chicken's so good too. I like chicken better than red meat.
Really?
I do.
I like a good steak.
I could give up red meat, no problem. If someone said I couldn't eat it, but chicken, I'd have a problem.
Then do it.
Yeah. Then why don't you do it?
Then do it.
Because I like it.
You see, you keep saying, "Oh, I do something, no problem." Then you're like, "I don't want to, though."
What's wrong with that? That's how I feel. There's a lot of things I could do.
Shit.
There's a lot of things I could do, but don't want to do. A lot of things. You saw the things you could do.
I don't believe you. Prove it.
I don't. Why do I got to prove it to you? Who the fuck is you?
Me and Jake are getting 6-packs as a goof.
Good. That'd be cool. You mean like 6-pack abs?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Oh, okay.
We're just at like a summer party. We take our shirts off. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Can we just like high five each other and laugh?
Just in the best shape ever.
Just say, idiots. And then we start eating pizza immediately.
I was going to say,
we've been working months just for this moment right here.
That would be pretty
What are we talking about? Dude, The Matrix, so bad.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah, everyone died. Other than actually, did you guys see
I don't think we got to the
credit
end
sequence? No, I
think
think
when
we
they're on
did.
the planet, they're on the planet and the birds.
Well, let's talk about.
Oh, there's one after that.
I did not see that.
Yeah, there's a mid and an end.
What's the end one do?
Well, the end though, the end of the movie, the planet finally comes. The rich people, the rich white people, and 3 black people land on their planet. Or they take off in their spaceship to go find another planet. Offer a seat to Dr. whoever, DiCaprio's character. He declines, decides he's going to spend his day at home, or his last night at home with family, not alone, as was previously predicted by the fucking other dude, with a very nice thing. And I think his last quote was very reminiscent of "It's a Wonderful Life," which is something along the lines of we've had everything we needed, or we had everything.
What size shoe were you?
13. There's no way you're gonna buy.
Well, yeah, that was the thing that I want to talk about too. So I think when they were shooting that scene, DiCaprio came up with that line, like a couple of things in. He was like, "Why don't I just say this?" And
I don't think he was supposed to say anything.
Yeah, Adam McKay was like, "Bro, that's probably like the best line you could possibly ever fucking say." It's so strong and like so powerful.
Is as dark and sad as this movie is in all this, in the scope of things, I think it was a Christmas movie. I think this was very much a Christmas movie, other than the fact that it wasn't at Christmas. It wasn't in Christmas, but it had the same qualities of not realizing what you had in front of you until it possibly is too late. In this case, usually it has a much happier ending in these flicks, but this one didn't. But he came back to his senses, came back to his family, realized that everything he ever wanted was right in front of him, just like that fucking idiot in It's a Wonderful Life. And unfortunately, they didn't wake up from their dream. They got hit by the asteroid. Great ending. Great, like the kind of slow-mo of them exploding in there. It was great. It was sad. It was a good way to sum it up. But yeah, that's how it ends.
And then the mid-credit thing was the whole them in the space, and then they got eaten by the weird alien creatures.
So let's talk about that. Do you think that they all died, or do you think that she just died? Like, do you think anybody's surviving that?
They started moving in on them and like attacking them, and then they kind of like cut out. So it seemed to imply that those things are just gonna fucking murk them all.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That's all. That's what one could hope, is nobody survived even up there.
But then
except
post-credit sequence,
which was what? I didn't see that.
we have Jonah Hill emerging
on the plane?
He's emerging
He's
from like
still
a
in
bunch
the
of
thing.
rubble.
He's still
Still
in
under-
the
Survived the
So
comet?
this planet,
survives.
there's like flames and shit, like post-apocalypse basically around him. Then he's like,
man.
then he starts like, mom, and then of course he pulls out his phone.
And he goes, last man on earth.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Please like and subscribe. What up, yo? And then continues, mom.
That's
pretty
great.
good.
Oh, pretty good,
That's
like
great.
little button, pretty humorous little button. Because this is what it was in in the end. It was a comedy, but it was just like satire, of course, amongst all things. But it was funny.
Yeah.
It was a very funny
great.
movie.
It was a really
I laughed
movie, man.
the whole way through.
Yeah.
So,
That's
really
what
enjoyed
I mean, this could have been just a depressing fucking movie. But I think the writing was clever, the editing was super unique, but above all, the star-studded cast and that acting was it was the stars playing the characters doing the ridiculous thing. Meryl Streep in that character was phenomenal.
Yeah, she was great. How about Jonah Hill like acting like his mom was sexy and like she'd bang her and shit? That was so weird.
Right before wasn't that right before we figured out that was his mom? She's like, yeah, she was like in Playboy. She was super hot, right?
He goes, I couldn't think of another president I could see in Playboy.
That's what he said.
I think I saw that was like those were improv lines too, like the Jonah Hill, like
he made
kind of
that
like
up.
almost hitting on Meryl Streep was like all
you
improv.
You could tell improv. I mean, even in all Adam McKay movies, you can tell like that was
Dude,
probably the fourth thing he said.
He just yells it. Like if you ever watch making of like Anchorman, Adam McKay just yell things from the monitor, like say this, and like they just say it. So I'm sure
they're all probably in the background just thinking of funnier shit to say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good flick. Adam McKay has yet to make a bad movie, honestly. I think this is just another movie.
On a scale of 1 to Anchorman, what do you think this movie is?
I think this is a top 5 McKay movie out of his 8 movies for sure.
8, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all so good. It's like hard to say.
I meant Ricky Bobby.
Definitely
my favorite.
Definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, Step Brothers still is one of my favorite like comedies ever, but like these are just like this and like Vice just smarter. So it's one of those like it's hard to rank in that sense. But
I think Ricky Bobby and Anchorman 1 are 2 of the best comedies. Step Brothers is great too, but Ricky Bobby and Anchorman 1 are my 2 favorite Adam McKay movies. And then I'd say like this, Vice, and probably Step Brothers are in there.
Oh, Other Guys.
Other Guys is good, but I don't like the Other Guys as much as the ones I just named.
Other Guys is
I would put
funny.
I put Other Guys. I put Other Guys in number 1 of his movies. Numero uno.
Nice.
Damn.
This one's up there. Top 3, I'd say.
Yeah,
I'm trying to look up his goddamn movies. I can't find them.
Yeah.
Google. Oh yeah, Holmes and Holmes.
Anchorman 2. Anchorman 2, Talladega Nights, Step Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and then
The Big Short.
Big Short, Vice, and Don't Look Up.
Talladega Nights, Battle of Ricky Bobby, best movie ever.
That's such a funny movie.
It's a good one. He's great. Yeah, great filmmaker.
Yeah, killed it.
One of those doesn't really have any misses.
Watch this movie. It's good.
For sure. You got a rank for it?
22.
22. Throwing it out there. All right. I like it. 22 for Schwartz. 22 out of 80. We're at.
Let me think without looking at the list. Let's go 19.
19. No looker.
That's a no
okay,
look.
That's interesting.
NLP.
I like it. It's right under the Godfather trilogy. I'm ranking it right under the Godfather trilogy as well at 14 for me.
Oh, this was a high one on everybody's list. I like that.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
It's a good one for sure. For sure.
Let me look. Yeah. All right. We'll stick it there. I like it there.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Yeah. It's a good spot.
I keep thinking we have Harold and Kumar in our thing. Every time I see Harold and Maude, I'm like, how the fuck did that get up there?
Right.
Yeah. That's a good list. I'm into that. Mine's probably the best list. Definitely makes the most sense.
Anthony, these are shoes I'm going to get you.
I'm in. You think I'll look good in those? I thought I was getting high tops.
I don't like high tops. So I'm buying you shoes. I'm buying you what I like.
But I was wearing high tops when you were like, those look dope.
I only wear low tops. So if I'm buying them, I'm buying you low tops. You not want them? If you're not gonna wear them, then I won't buy them.
I'll wear them, dude. Right. I'll wear whatever shoes you buy me.
All right.
Hold on, you're gonna pay Jake what you owe him first, though, right?
That would make the more sense.
All right,
I think,
you're right.
I
Never
think
mind.
after this vegan rant, I have to just never pay Jake anything.
Or don't be a giant piece of shit and just go vegan for a month, and you don't have to pay me anything.
Oh, that's a good deal.
All right.
That's a good deal. 1 month of veganism. I'll do it.
But you think this piece of shit's going to use the honor system at all? We can't rely.
That's what I was going to say.
Like,
so
we're
we're
never going to
works. You got to cook for me. You got to get me vegan food.
Oh,
I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it, but you got to physically get me it.
Okay, give me your credit card and I'll just fucking DoorDash your shit.
I'll give you. Is it that easy? All right.
Yeah, I'll just DoorDash you shit on like the daily.
Via DoorDash.
You shouldn't have said that. You should have just asked for the credit card.
Vegan food is so incredibly readily available to you right now where you live in Los Angeles.
Get the blue carrot, dude. Purple carrot.
These are dope, dude.
Purple carrot is kind of blah.
I'm into them.
Shit you could eat in LA.
They don't come in all black.
Carrot.
No, you get you. You do you. You get whatever.
They do, but they're like $400.
What, are you not rich anymore?
I'm not gonna buy you a pair of shoes for $400. You know how much money I spent on shoes this year?
You only owe me $200.
I don't care.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying.
How much?
Let's say
I'm just curious because you owe me $200. How much have you actually spent on shoes and neglected to pay me back, or pay me for the bets?
I'm gonna say
me from?
$1,650.
No.
Do I sound really loud when I'm this close?
No, your guys are way off. You're way off. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just
$4,000.
Was it more than 200?
Oh yeah,
4,000. More than 4?
Yeah,
7,000.
They're all made of leather too. You piece of shit. That's
$6,500
of animals.
$6,241.
Is it all leather?
$9,000.
Oh,
more about fashion than death.
Oh, on shoes?
I have 35 pairs of shoes.
What an asshole.
What do you do with them?
I mean, I'm gonna wear them. I'm not buying any more shoes. No more shoes. I'm done.
9,000. I don't think I've spent $9,000 on my shoes in my lifetime.
Oh, I didn't either until I got the Goat app. I not either until I got the Goat app, dude. Goat app's addicting.
What size shoe are you?
12.
Yeah. See, luckily the 13 situation, they're a little harder to find on those nice ones.
Yeah.
Not saying that's the only reason stopping me.
Shorts is definitely don't look upper. We learned that today when it comes to veganism. Yeah, you just don't care. You don't want to participate, so you don't look up.
Guys, watch this movie. Watch this movie.
Anthony's one of those. Anthony's more on the middle guy, the celebrity guy.
Just listen, I know. I'm just not a denier. you know. Yeah. I'll kill a dog and eat it. It don't.
I know
bother
where you
me.
stand. Yeah. Things don't bother. You just don't act like it's something wrong, but continue participating in it.
That's my actual feelings.
I'm also not super well. Now you got me. God damn it!
Don't look up, guys.
It's
Just look up.
Well,
just look up, guys.
I feel bad for the animals, guys, but they taste
you
good.
You don't feel bad enough.
I don't feel bad.
You're
for
right.
The animals.
You're right. I don't feel
bad enough.
All right. Well, that's the thing then. We solved it, Jake. I don't feel bad enough.
You don't care.
I don't feel bad at all.
That's what we landed on.
Especially for the ones that I hire people to assassinate.
I at least appreciate Anthony's truth.
In fact, but I do feel bad for animals.
I don't think Schwartz is not telling the truth. I think he's.
I'm definitely telling the truth.
No, you don't care.
I think I'm just a little more enlightened. I know how fucked up I'm being.
If you cared, you would do something. You don't care enough.
I don't care enough. I do care. I just don't care enough. I'll agree with that.
You know what? I'm just not as. He's the honest one. I'm the one that's not honest about it. I'm just acting like it's cool. I'm just being cool
but
about
it's not
it.
enough, I guess.
Schwartz hates animals. Got you.
Yeah. All right. A couple of don't look uppers.
Hey. Okay.
Everything burns. All right, let's end this.
Watch it.
You think now we're thinking about it, I'm not sure veganism is everyone going vegan is not going to solve the problem. I don't think everyone going vegan is going to solve the problem.
Nothing's going to completely 100% solve much.
You drive a gas car, don't you?
Big thing. I do. You're right.
You have a lot of petroleum objects.
You're right. I could stop doing that.
Fuck you, Jake.
You're right. I find where I can help, and I do.
Okay. Jay Schwartz, how do you help?
Help what?
The environment.
I don't know. How do I help? I mean, I have a gas car. I do recycle. Yeah, I have a recycle bin here, but I have a gas car. I eat meat. If is that such a big footprint?
That's pretty bad.
We're asking what you do
in buying 35 pairs of shoes.
I guess
buying
I recycle.
35 pairs of shoes in a year probably doesn't help the environment much either.
Yeah, that's a little slave inducing.
Hey, those shoes exist, so you can't stop it.
Now you're gonna get on me for buying shoes? You're just a hater.
You're just a materialistic piece of shit.
It's part of it. Hater, my dude.
It's part of it.
Goddamn hater.
Vegans.
You drive a more fuel efficient car than I do. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I'm doing my part. Go
little
fuck yourself.
It's the little things. Every day, do a little more. One day, you'll be vegan.
Let's all hope so.
Watch Cowspiracy. Don't watch Seaspiracy because that one was bullshit.
That one's pretty good too, but Cowspiracy, I feel like we're relating more to our conversation.
Can eat dicks.
Of course, Schwartz, you'll probably just not watch it and don't look up.
What?
I think Schwartz, we talked about Cowspiracy.
Watch Cowspiracy?
I've seen Cowspiracy, I think I've seen that.
Nothing convinced me more than that doc. Very convincing. Obviously,
I'm not denying any of the bad effects, guys. Let's get that straight. I'm not denying any of it.
To stop.
I just know that me myself, not eating meat isn't going to affect it getting better. So I don't do it. Jake, you can't convince me otherwise. Nothing you say. Nothing. No berating me.
What if he came back with like some super solid facts?
Just
can't say nothing you say.
Yeah, if you came back with some solid facts, then I'll listen to you. You got to print them out, highlight them, give me numbers over the last like 30 to 40 years. I need like paper copies of it. It can't be
one person's effect.
You want to share your screen?
What one person being vegan will do? Is that's what you want?
Sure.
Okay.
If that's gonna make
obviously it won't stop it. Nothing like.
Well, then I'm not gonna do it. There's your answer. Then I won't do it unless it's gonna stop it.
Fucking lazy.
Sure. Whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say, Jake.
You don't care enough. We landed on that already.
I agree with that. I agree with you. I don't care enough.
Don't care enough.
I don't.
We can move on.
Let's move on.
Can we?
That's it. We can wrap. I don't know. We can wrap it up.
Our listeners probably stopped listening about 20 minutes.
Probably.
Let's be honest.
We've already done this.
If you made it to the end, text Schwartz and he'll buy you a pair of shoes. It's gonna be a $20 pair from Walmart, but you're gonna get some shoes.
Text me facts.
Serious though, if you are still listening at the very end of this podcast, please go to MMwM_podcast, go to a post and comment something hilarious, and I just might DM you the video to the end of this podcast, which is just all of us arguing about veganism. Has nothing to do with movies, has nothing to do with podcasts. Next week's movie is a Gus Van Sant Classico, 1997's Good Will Hunting. Watch that wherever you can. Listen to us wherever you want to. We'll see you next week. The movie after that might be Death Proof. Who knows? I know. It is Death Proof. So, Good Will Hunting and then Death Proof after that. That's all we have lined up for now. Happy New Year. I'll see you next week.